Imagine a bustling city without traffic rules. Cars speed through intersections, pedestrians cross unpredictably, and chaos ensues. That's what an organization looks like without a robust AI governance framework. Governance acts as the traffic system, directing who holds decision-making power, ensuring accountability, and providing a clear path for AI systems to operate safely and effectively. Without it, AI initiatives can veer off course, exposing organizations to significant risks.
So it's not just about setting rules, it's about creating an infrastructure that aligns AI efforts with the organization's values and goals. It's like setting the stage for a well-orchestrated performance where every player knows their role and responsibilities. But what about the risks that come with deploying AI? How do organizations manage those?
Great question. Risk management is like the safety net that catches potential issues before they spiral out of control. It involves continuous evaluation and monitoring of AI systems to ensure they behave as expected and comply with regulations. This isn't a one-time check, but an ongoing process that safeguards against biases and unintended consequences, much like how a vigilant conductor ensures the orchestra remains in harmony throughout the performance.
And I suppose compliance is like the legal framework ensuring that the performance doesn't break any laws or ethical guidelines. Without integrating compliance from the start, organizations might find themselves in legal hot water, right?
Exactly. Embedding compliance early is like building a solid foundation for a skyscraper. It's much harder to retrofit once the structure is up. Governance, risk management, and compliance together transform AI from isolated experiments into a cohesive, scalable capability. Organizations that embrace this early can confidently scale AI initiatives beyond pilot projects.
But as we prepare to delve deeper, the question becomes how these governance principles translate into a structured framework. How do organizations ensure that AI decisions are made with the right authority and clarity across all functions?
That's the perfect segue into our next discussion. We'll explore how structured responsibility and dedicated oversight bodies like AI steering committees play a crucial role in this governance framework. Understanding these elements can show us how governance not only mitigates risks but also accelerates AI adoption by reducing ambiguity and conflict. So, what does a well-structured governance model look like in practice? Let's find out. Imagine an orchestra where every musician plays their part in harmony, ensuring a symphony is performed flawlessly. That's what governance in AI strategy is like. It's about creating a structured responsibility where decisions are made with clarity and aligned with the organization's goals. It's not just about having oversight bodies like AI steering committees, it's about ensuring these bodies guide AI initiatives with a strategic vision.
Right? And just like in an orchestra, each section has its leader. In AI governance, this means having clearly defined ownership across all functions, be it business units, IT, or compliance. When roles are well defined, it prevents the chaos of ambiguity and helps in executing strategies smoothly.
Exactly. And think of formal approval mechanisms as the conductor's baton, keeping the ensemble in check, ensuring everything aligns with ethical and operational standards before any AI deployment takes the stage. This structured approach not only prevents unmanaged experimentation, but also builds trust with stakeholders by signaling disciplined management.
I see how it becomes an enabler of speed rather than a hurdle. But what happens when the music changes? What if the AI systems face risks that weren't anticipated?
That's an insightful point, Rana. Just as musicians must adapt to unexpected changes in a performance, organizations need to manage AI risks that span multiple dimensions. This naturally leads us to consider how these risks can be classified and monitored throughout the AI system's lifecycle.
So the next logical step is understanding how we can put a framework in place to manage these risks effectively, isn't it?
When we think about AI risk management, it's like navigating a complex landscape with multiple layers. It's not just about ensuring the technology works, it's about understanding the broader implications, data quality, biases, cybersecurity threats, and even reputational risks. All these elements can converge, especially when AI operates at scale, creating a tapestry of potential pitfalls if not carefully managed.
Exactly, Sarah. It's like steering a massive ship where each decision impacts the journey. Organizations need a structured framework to classify risks, prioritizing those with the highest stakes. And it's not just a one-time checklist. Continuous monitoring is crucial to catch anything that might go wrong, even after the AI system is deployed.
And let's not forget the role of leadership in this process. It's not just a technical hurdle, but a strategic governance issue. Leaders must ensure that each AI deployment passes through rigorous risk assessments, embedding accountability at every decision point. This proactive stance is vital to prevent operational failures and safeguard against reputational damage.
That makes sense. It's about creating a culture where AI risk is seen as a strategic concern, not just a technical one. But this brings up an interesting point. How do we ensure that these AI systems are not only safe, but also fair and ethical?
And that leads us naturally to our next discussion. As we explore the realm of ethical AI and responsible use, we'll see how bias minimization, transparency, and human oversight play crucial roles. These elements are not just ethical imperatives, but foundational to maintaining trust and integrity in AI-driven decisions. So, how do organizations embed ethics into their AI governance from the start? That's the journey we'll embark on next. As we reflect on the ethical dimensions of AI, it's clear that organizations have a profound responsibility. It's about more than just avoiding pitfalls. It's about actively designing systems that minimize bias and enhance fairness. Think of it like steering a ship. If the course isn't set carefully, you might drift into dangerous waters, eroding trust and integrity.
Absolutely, Sarah. And with transparency and explainability, it's like having a clear map that everyone can read. It ensures that decisions made by AI are not just a black box. People need to understand and trust these decisions, especially when they're impactful. But I wonder, how do organizations ensure they maintain this human oversight?
That's where the human element is crucial, Rana. AI should complement human judgment, not replace it, especially in high-stakes scenarios. It's like having a co-pilot to catch potential errors before they spiral into something bigger. But this ethical commitment isn't just an internal checkbox, it's a leadership ethos embedded in every layer of governance.
And when organizations get this right, they don't just protect themselves from risk, they actually build a stronger foundation for future growth. But it makes me think, with all this emphasis on ethics, how do organizations align with the regulatory frameworks that govern AI?
That's a pivotal question, Rana. As we move forward, we'll explore how regulatory and data protection alignment is not just a safeguard, but a foundational element of AI initiatives. Just like ethics, regulatory compliance needs to be woven into the fabric of AI design from the very beginning. This brings us to the starting point of understanding how regulatory frameworks shape and guide AI strategies. So, Rana, we've been exploring how crucial it is for organizations to establish a solid foundation of data governance for regulatory alignment. It's like building a house on a strong foundation. Without it, everything else is at risk. Organizations need to ensure that their AI initiatives comply with data protection laws right from the start, rather than scrambling to fit regulations after the fact. This proactive approach not only shields them from legal and financial repercussions, but also builds trust with stakeholders.
Absolutely, Sarah. I imagine it's a bit like planning a journey. You wouldn't start a road trip without a map or knowing the rules of the road. Similarly, embedding compliance into the early stages of AI initiatives ensures a smoother journey, avoiding costly detours or roadblocks later on. But I wonder, how does this relate to the broader strategy of implementing AI effectively?
That's a great question, Rana. Once compliance is integrated into the foundation of AI initiatives, the next step is to think strategically about how these initiatives are executed. It's not just about having a strategy, it's about how we bring that strategy to life. This is where the concept of a structured AI execution lifecycle comes into play, ensuring that AI initiatives are not just isolated projects, but part of a continuous loop of development and improvement.
I see. So it's about moving from a static approach to a dynamic, ongoing process. Like a garden where you don't just plant seeds and walk away, but continuously nurture and refine it. This idea of an infinity loop in AI sounds intriguing. How does this lifecycle approach help organizations maintain momentum and adapt as they grow?
Precisely, Rana. Just as a garden needs tending, AI initiatives require disciplined lifecycle management to flourish. By embracing a continuous cycle of targeting, building, deploying, and supporting, organizations can adapt to changing conditions and extract sustained value. This brings us to the heart of strategic alignment in AI, positioning it as an evolving capability rather than a one-off project. Which raises an important question about how organizations can best align their AI strategy with execution to maximize impact.